Hello, and welcome to the top 5 Skyrim mods of the month for June 2023. Before diving in, I just want to mention that the amount of mods using AI is going up a huge amount. It's starting to be talked about more and more with news outlets and popular voice actors, and I wanted to point it out because it's this fascinating shift in the modding ecosystem, and I'm very curious to see where it leads to. Anyway, as usual, I'll be using a mix of the highest rated mods and a few of my personal favourites. They're also in no particular order, and let's begin. Part of why I mentioned AI at the start is because of the influx of AI voiced follower mods, and a standout one this month is Lyssia. This new mage follower comes with an optional quest surrounding the mage college, and it's a simple but neat little adventure setting up her background. And once it's done, she'll be a loyal companion with combat options, healing spells, and plenty of comments for the world of Skyrim. As for the AI voice, it's one of the most impressive I've heard for a mod.
Name yourself, stranger, before we continue this conversation. It is not to my liking. Henceforth, you shall be known to me simply as the Guardian.
Every now and then you'll hear a line that stands out, especially since AI hasn't perfected different pitches and emotions just yet, but it still really holds up and it isn't distracting at all. The only use of AI that stands out is one of the NPCs in the quest here.
I found Leola's body.
Did someone see you? Were you followed?
The follower just sounds so impressive that I wish this one reached the same standard. But yeah, a great follower with a ton of interesting things to say. Oh, and yes, in case you were wondering, she is romanceable. This new light armor set looks good and fits naturally into Skyrim, but that's not why it's on this list. It's because the outfit has multiple tiers, with each one building upon the last. So as a low-level character, you'll be able to craft this simple and lightweight fit that's suitable for a city. But as you level up and put points into smithing, you can craft the next tier with a vest on top, and gradually you'll add sleeves, gloves, armoured knee pads, and a leather vest. So rather than throwing out the armour as you outlevel it, you can keep upgrading from early to late game so it sticks with you, and it's just a really satisfying way of showing a progression through visuals. This mod adds 120 new lines of dialogue across every member of the companions, but not as some huge overhaul, but as some flavouring that makes a faction more interesting. Some have new stories to tell you, while others have more comments as they go about their business and talk to one another.
He's probably in his quarters in Jorvaskr. Just head downstairs and you'll find his room at the end of the hall.
It's a subtle thing, but it brings personality to the faction and everyone within it. And it's especially noticeable if you're like me and have played their questline a bunch of times. The NPCs feel more natural, which is ironic because the voice lines have been added with AI. And by now you know the drill. Some lines sound seamless, whereas others feel a little robotic and jank. Have a listen.
Farkas, you ever think about what we'd do if we weren't companions?
My mind can barely fathom a life without battling beasts and sharing mead with you lot.
Ha, you're right. I can't picture us doing anything else but hunting and causing mayhem.
So yeah, if you can ignore the awkwardness every now and then, it's a great mod for the background of any load order. It's always difficult choosing a grass mod because there's just so many out there. Anyway, here's another one. A wave of thick grass blows across the tundra. Forests are coated in enough greenery to hide the floor, and the snowy wastelands have small patches of life scattered about. Obviously, it's one of those mods where the footage speaks for itself, but there's a good amount of features on top. For example, you can choose between green and brown grass surrounding Whiterun, and you can make the grass more desaturated to match the popular Happy Little Trees mod. And one of the most impressive aspects is the performance, as the FPS drop is about the same as most low-end grass mods, despite how dense and detailed it is. Here you're seeing it being used with the NAT EMB, and yeah, it looks lovely. Finally, we have yet another high-quality follower, and not voiced with AI this time. Taliesin is an ex-Thalmor looking for a clean start, and as his ex-Thalmor past would suggest, he has plenty to say along Skyrim's main questline. He comes with intriguing stories and satisfying quips, spread over 1,000 lines of dialogue.
One of those bastards mocked my dagger. It's been in the family for generations. So I put it to good use and carved out his heart and showed it to the lot of them before eventually killing them all. Like I said, clearly self-defense.
Of course, he'll fight alongside you with some pretty flashy moves, and even comes with his own horse. And honestly, I don't want to spoil what his character has in store, but hopefully I've put across how high quality he really is. Definitely a top tier follower mod, and I wouldn't be surprised if it starts popping up in more mod lists. Okay, one last quick mod. This makes beds nice and fluffy, and yep, that's it. Okay, bye. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate it if you gave it a like, as it helps the channel grow. And a big ol' thank you to my Patreon supporters, Aura, Jaden Shaw, Janice, Jake Carlo, Dweezil Peepants, Rook, Alec Bentley, Jack Ma, and Christian Howell. It's been a busy old month for me, but I'm trying my best to work on videos with all the spare time I have, and so your contributions are very much appreciated. Thank you and farewell.